Alright, this is the second part of the programming. And right now, we did get him to walk and jump, but there's a few glitches involved. And this will be really easy to fix again. When we press right, he moves right. When we press left, he moves left. When we press jump, he jumps normally. But if you press left and jump, he moves left and jump. But if you press left, jump, and let go of left, he continues to move to the left and jump. Now this is also an easy fix, and it's even going to make our code look simpler as well. Now right here where it says if key code equals right, wouldn't it be easier to say if right equals 1? Wouldn't it be easier to say that? But the thing is, right, as it says right down here, right does not exist. It would be easier to say that, so we're going to make right exist. Now, 1 in my code, 1 will stand for on and 0 will stand for off most of the time. So here we're going to type in int right equals 0. Now over here, we can create another problem. There's nothing to turn the right into 1. So we're going to create another repeat loop. Like this, the draw loop, it goes 30 times a second. This runs one time, or we're going to create one that runs only when right is pressed. Now, the same thing, void, and then we're going to say key pressed. This will only happen when a key is pressed. It doesn't say which key. Now we're going to make the key. If key code equals right. Misspell right again. And here, where these brackets are, we're going to say what we want to happen when we press the right. Well, when we press right, we want right to be 1. So we're going to say right equals 1. And then there we go, right equals 1, but there's nothing to set it back to 0. When key pressed, yeah, that sounds good, but what about when we let go of the key? Well, when the key is released. Well, first you have to know exactly what key code means. It means when something is going on with a key. Now here we said key press. When pressed, when something was pressed and the thing pressed was right, then right equals 1. And now the key code just means when something is going on with the key. And this says pressed was what was going on with the key. Now we're going to create another one that says void key released. I hope I spelled that right. No errors, I spelled that right. For the first time, yay. And now we're going to just copy this over there because it's pretty much the same thing, but instead of right equals 1, right equals 0. Now we gotta change all these key code equals right. Every single time we see key code equals right, we gotta change it to right equals 1. If not key pressed, X speed, blah blah blah. If key code equals up, key pressed. If key pressed, if right equals 1, key code equals left, up. It doesn't seem like there really is any. And when you press right, it goes right. If you let go of right, it still doesn't work. Oh man, my phone is glitching out. Give me 1 minute while I try to fix my phone. Alright, I fixed my phone and I also found out why it wasn't going right. Up here, this is only called when not key pressed, and it has to be no keys pressed when this is called. So instead of saying not key pressed, if not, how about if right equals 0? Now this will only be called when y equals 0. let's move this out of here. This will only be called when right equals 0. Now let's see if we can get it to work. Alright, jump, let go right. There we go! Now it looks good. Now we're going to do the same thing for the left and for the jump. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing because I just explained what I did right here. I'm just going to do the same thing again. So this could take a while. Yeah, this could take a while. Int up equals 0. Int left equals 0. We're just going to copy the same thing over and over and over and over. That's the boring part of programming. You just got to copy, 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 copy. I have to include some subtitles that say when to skip. But if you're watching this still and you haven't skipped, congratulations, because I would have skipped by now. This could take a while. Oh, I forgot to explain one thing. The reason I'm taking off key pressed is because we got it down here, and we do not need key pressed anymore. We just need if up equals 1, if up equals 0 from now on. So now we can make it much easier. And this code right here, you can copy and paste it into your program to make your program easier if you are making a program. So let's get rid of this and get rid of that. And if right. And I forgot what was there. Key code equals up. If up equals 1. Now we can make this easier. Now it looks easier. Key pressed. Bye-bye. If key code equals... If left equals 1. That's what that said, right? Yeah. If left. If key pressed, forget that. Right equals 1, yay. If not key pressed. The jump limit equals that, and y speed. Now this has to do with the jump, obviously, because it has the word jump in the name and y. So we're going to have if up equals 0. Again, you have to have 2 equal signs, because if you take off an equal sign, it doesn't really know what you're doing. Why it has to have 2 equal signs? I'm not entirely sure about that. Probably because I forgot. Okay. So if not equals up. If up equals 0. And now it should be fine. What? Alright, so we got rid of a few glitches, but not all the glitches. And we came across some new glitches, so x speed equals -10, if left equals... Alright, now that I got rid of all those, we're going to find out what this new glitch is. I'm going to move all the way to the right, so we'll have some room, and then go left, jump, let go left. If key released, left equals 1. If right equals 0. We don't have anything for if left equals 0. So if right and left. See, that's if right equals 0. But we don't have anything for if left equals if. That means like if left not being pressed, so we got it right here. Okay. And nothing is working. Again. I will pause it until I... I don't know what's wrong with me. See this right here? It's the same as this. I forgot to change it. I don't know how long I spent, but on this, but you can see the timer down there. I'm not sure how long I spent. Okay. It's fixed. I'm not an idiot anymore. Yay. So that glitch was fixed, but there's one, not necessarily a glitch, but I just don't really like it. If you keep holding the jump button, he will keep jumping forever. I don't really like that. So we gotta have it if jump limit is like greater than whatever. Like after you jump, then if you're still holding the jump button and you're touching the ground, but you jump before, then it will stop. Basically. Right here, jump equals jump minus 2, and then the thing that resets jump to whatever. Jump if king is touching the ground, right here. The thing that resets the jump to 30, what we want it to do is also reset this as well and make this run after you press the jump. Let me explain exactly how to do it. We're going to need int. We're going to need another variable. And we're going to name it whatever. It just if it's 1, then we're able to jump. It doesn't really matter the name. Think something that can jump. If you can jump, if can jump equals 1, then you can jump. Okay. Wait a minute. No, actually we don't need this because this is if king is touching the ground. It's not if king is touching the ground and the jump button is not being pressed. So we're going to have if up equals 0. Then jump equals 30. Then jump equals 30. We have it right here. All I need to do is just move it in there. What was the name of the variable? Jump. And there we go. It goes straight through the floor. That's wonderful. No, that's not wonderful. That's not wonderful at all. Okay, we need a thing that says if king is touching the ground, then jump will not increase at all. But if up, okay, then jump will not go down anymore at all. So back here where it says jump equals jump minus 2, we need an if touching ground, which is right here. If king is touching the ground, we can just copy this. So if not touching the ground, I just changed that sign there. Then jump equals jump minus 2. Which did not work at all. Oh, he speeds up after he gets the ground, but if he's not touching the ground, then jump equals jump minus 2. But if he is touching the ground, however, then we want to stop jumping. We just want jump to equal 0. Jump equals 0. Forgot to change the sign again. Give me a minute. I keep forgetting too much stuff. Alright, up here where jump limit is less than 50. That's not it either. That's not it either. Alright, here where it says jump, we can make... Jump gets lower every time we play it. And it gets 30, 28, 26, or 20, and then it goes all the way down to 0, -2, -3. But then once it gets back down to 0, or less than 0, -15, if jump is less than -15, then it will just keep jump at 0 until you release the up button. So we're going to take this out. It's less than -15. Then jump equals 0. Now, it will work a little better, but there is still one more thing that... See, it does work a little better, and it also doesn't stop at where I want him to stop. We're going to need to add another variable. See, he stopped there, but then it goes back to 0, -2, -3, and then we want it to completely stop until we release the up button. So we're going to need to add another variable that if this happens, then that variable is activated. Int can jump equals 0. How about 1? Because you can jump at... Well, you can't really jump in midair, but it would be alright. Okay, if jump is less than 30... equals 1. If can jump equals 0, then and therefore it will only jump if it can jump. If can jump equals 1. At the beginning of the game, he can jump one time, and then it stops, but he can't jump any ever again. So we need it to have, if touching the ground, we can put it right here. And up equals 1. Like if up, press if up equals 1. Then can jump. No, if not pressed. So we can just add it in here because you don't want it to be pressed when you're touching the ground. Can jump equals 1. And there you go. It only works when you release the up button, press right, run jump, release that. And now he looks like he's a real character in a real game. Alright, we busted all the glitches out. Now it's time to get him to fall off the ground and to add other ground. Finally, we're going to get into stage design. And then once we get a little bit of the ground done, then we'll get onto wall design. And that done. We're just going to get a little bit of the stage done first. The first thing you need to do is create another sprite, or another image of a ground. It doesn't really need to be that pretty, but it has to be the exact same size, not 1 pixel bigger. Good thing my ground is just 50 by 50. I'm going to save it in the same folder. And you can really name this whatever you want. How about... Alright, and what this is going to be used to do is it's going to be used to teleport the ground we have. Because we don't want to create a whole nother line of code for this ground itself. We don't want to create a whole nother thing of code for just the ground. We want the ground... We just want one line of code for the ground, and then we can just go based off of that line. So, we're going to use this ground, the one we just made, to teleport the original ground. So let's call it. And as for the beginning, we're going to have it in the same place, but we can't use these two variables because we're going to move it after that. So int GTX, that sounds wrong, ground x teleport equals 300. We're just gonna make the same thing. GYT equals 800. Alright, now where is the ground? And there's our new one. Alright, now let's move it to the right by 50. And there it is, moved to the right by 50. Alright, now remember the last part, the things at the bottom get drawn first, and we're drawing this on top of the ground. Well, just for the first part, we're going to have the ground on... We're going to have the ground being drawn over that. Alright, now in order to teleport, we gotta have if King X, or if the X position of the player is over that ground, then we're going to move it. Like if Y is greater, no, if X is greater than 350, then move GX to the right by 50. And that's what we're gonna do. Let's see, where would be the best place to have this away from everything else? Alright, right here. X greater than GXT, then GX equals GXT. And there we go. That's how to move the ground. That's how to get the ground moving. And all we gotta do is just have a whole bunch of these things right here. And all we gotta do is make a whole bunch of ground teleportation places. Let's make this 300, and then we're going to need to call a whole bunch of ground teles. That won't really be... That won't be fun, but we gotta do it for the whole bunch of different grounds. Like if you play Mario Maker, you'll know that you have to have each individual ground sprite. This is exactly how the game works. So we're going to create another one. And also a whole bunch of integers for each. I just erased that. Okay, and we're also going to have a whole bunch of variables, lots of them. That's the original. 2, 2, 3. Okay. And a whole bunch of these guys too. Not sure how many of those I got, but... just make 10 for the moment. GY. I'm also going to include a place to skip, so if you're still here, congratulations again. 7, 8, 9. Okay, and now what we're also going to need to do is make sure that if x is not greater or is less than the length of the ground that we currently are on. But all these are in the same place right now, so we're going to move them into a better place. GY. GXT, GYT. That stands for ground Y teleportation. Why are you all the way? And now let's move each one of these to the right by 50. This one, I'm still... I'm not sure what that big black bar at the top there is. Oh, here's my problem. 8, 8, 8. And there we go. And if you move to the right, the ground's not move at all. That's what happens when you don't move to the right. Okay. And now we're also going to include another one of these that if x is greater than what? Than GTX2, then GX equals GTX2. And there we go, he is greater than GX2. But we also need to include make sure that he's not too far to the right, or else he'll warp. He's not way too far over. Man, my mouse doesn't show up down here. We need to make sure he's not. If he's over here, then it would be warping over here. So we need to make sure it's not past this and not past this. So greater than here, less than here. Let's do this. If x is less than GXT plus 50. And there we go. Now he's gonna warp like normal, but the only problem is we need to do this for every single one again. I'll include a skip. How about I just pause the video? Yeah. Well, no, I won't pause the video because in case someone doesn't really understand exactly what I'm doing, I'll keep playing. Three, four. And there you have it. It looks good, except for the fact that King is not completely going in the ground. And that's also because that the ground, it starts drawing in the center. It starts drawing here, and then it draws here, and it goes into like a spiral shape. That's how it starts drawing. So instead of plus 50, we need plus 25, and is greater than minus 25 here. That's what we need. So I will be adding that on all of them here. Time for the next skip. And there you have it. The ground is teleporting to where we want to, and if you go too far to the right, it doesn't teleport anymore, only to where you have it. Now, now that we got that settled, there is one thing that I would like to point out. You see how the ground is, well, duh, we don't want this in the real game, but in order to fix that, all we would have to do is really just right here, right before the where it draws the character, all we would have to do is draw the background. Now the background, we would just have to make a background. We could make a wee, and then okay. But we don't really need a background right now because this is a demonstration. We're gonna do the background at the end. Now finally, we can get to falling off the cliff. All right. That's also why I like Y speed, because right here, right above X and Y speed, we can just have, if X is greater than ground plus 25 and is less than ground minus 25, then we're going to fall off the cliff. Then Y speed equals 110 or 20, whatever. X plus and is less than, if no or is less than, because it can't be greater than and less than at the same time. Then Y speed equals 20. Now here, he stopped on the ground, and he goes like normal. But if we fall off, there he goes. Perfect, perfect. We can also make a little bit more of the level now. That looks great right there. Now we did. I would end the video here, but I really want to just keep going. So now I guess I'll do the wall. Yeah, the wall seems good. It should be the same thing, 50-50. But the wall is different from the ground. We don't really need it to be that much different, but you could make it different. All right, now time for my glorious artwork again. Yes. How am I gonna make the wall look? Oh, let's add a red outline. Yeah, perfect. No, not perfect. Perfect. That's the best. Oh, it's not the middle. Perfect. That should go in an art competition and get last place. It's so good. Alright. Wall. Save. Now we're going to make him... I do have this on recording, right? Very good. Now we're going to make him jump off the wall. We're just going to need to add another P image. I forgot to put the wall there. Okay, int wx equals... How about whatever gx was? How about... What's the biggest thing here? How about 500? And int wy equals 700. Let me guess, I forgot the name, and it's not actually called wall. Firewall is missing, definitely. I forgot PNG again. And then now we have the glorious wall, but we don't have any collision for it. And it's also too high up. Let's change it to go down a little bit. Alright, there. Now we want King to be able to run into it, and when he goes into it, he stops. And if you couldn't guess the code already, if kx is greater than wx, it's not kx, then x Now this would work a little bit, but there is one slight problem. We'll fix it soon. He's greater than while he ran into it, but if you press left, he doesn't go out of it. So we need this to only happen. Let's do minus 30. He didn't look like he was. He looked like he was a tad bit through the wall. We need this to only happen if right pressed. We want to stop. If right equals 1. See, now that we got all the basics done, it's real simple. We run into the wall, stop, and he moves to the left, and fall off the cliff. I just want to see him fall off the cliff one more time. Okay, it seems like we're done with the right wall. Now we also need to make another wall. Make the wall bigger, and you know how to make the wall bigger, as I showed you with the ground. Except this time, instead of Y, it's X. Okay. And I forgot to put it in there. Yay, that'll work. WXT equals 100. One, two, three. We're going to make it 3 times bigger. And why is this hello still here? That's when I was trying to debug it. Back when I was messing up crazy. These are all in the same place. I forgot to change them. That's why it's not working. And we don't want to change the X. I want to change the Y. Up equals down, down equals up. That's... I am just so smart, you know. I can figure out problems. Okay. Now we need something to teleport to, like we did for here, we gotta get something to make the wall. But instead of X right here, we gotta put Y. So, if Y is greater than, is less than WX, WY, T. Then WY equals WYT. Let's just change this to 7,500 just in case it doesn't do anything. That means above it, so that means it is working now. But we also have to put it is greater. It is, if Y is greater than, that means under. If Y is under minus 25. Is greater than WYT plus 25. If it's greater than, it's less plus. See this plus right here? It should be opposite. It can't be greater than 25 and less than 25 at the same time. I just figured that out. Okay, now let's change this to the big high number so we can know what's going on. Okay. But now it's not varying at all. It's greater than... If it's... Okay, if WYT it is 50... Oh my gosh. It can't be greater than 25 and less than negative 25. That just doesn't happen in real life. Did you know that? And there it is. There's our wall. And if we... And there is our wall right there. And we need to do the same thing for the other two walls as well. And if King jumps over the wall, I wonder if he has enough power to jump over the wall. Yeah, he would have enough power to jump over the wall. We need to do the same thing for all three walls, so copy, copy, copy. There we go. Now that we got that, we're going to need to change Y. We're going to need to change X speed. If X is greater than wall X minus 30, but we also need to have it if Y is less than... If Y is... If Y is less than the wall, yeah. Something like that. Let's hope it works. Kind of works, but how about just less than... is less than, that means... Wait a minute, minus 30. Yeah, that's what I needed. I can't change X. Minus 20? That's why it's not working, because maybe X, we're not focusing on X values. That's why it's not working, folks. Did you know that if you change the X value, that the Y value doesn't change? Did you know that? I just figured that out now. If you figure that out sooner, please let me know, because I need help. Alright, now that we got that done, he does jump over the wall. Yay, that is fantastic news. He jumps over the wall. But after he jumps over the wall and comes back to the ground, he doesn't move to the right anymore. That's because we have if X is greater than the BX minus 30. We also need if X is less than... to be X plus 30. So if it's inside the wall a little bit, it won't move after that. Now he can jump over the wall, he can run into the wall, but he doesn't move on the right side. He can still move to the left side. Now we could do something like make him go... We could do something like, what am I gonna say? Don't go to the left once you get in the wall. We could do something like that, but I prefer adding an entire new wall and also having the wall we currently have and cutting it in half. So you'll see what I mean. We're going to cut this wall, both walls, in half. Now the reason we're doing that is because we're going to make two walls, one for the left side and one for the right side. That way, in case you ever get stuck in the wall, you can easily move out. That will be a glitch, but it most likely won't happen. But you know me, in the past glitches thousands of times, 90% chance it will happen. 99% chance it will happen. And there's our wall that looks good. Now we're going to add a second wall now. The way up to 50. I'm going to put a black line here just so I know which one is on the right side and which one is on the left side. Okay, and I think we also should rename this wall Wall L. We'll tell it L. There's no further difference between the right and the left side. And this will be Wall R. There we go. Now, let's call an image Wall R. Wall R, there we go. And now let's go down here. And Wall R exists. I did not misspell anything, so it should work. Or not. Maybe not. I don't know. Hello? What do you mean it's missing? I renamed it. That's what happened. That's why it doesn't exist, because I renamed it. Wow. I can't believe that if you rename something, then it will not find what you named. Did you know that? If you rename something, it won't find what you named. And there we go, but I forgot to call the right wall into action. Yay! Wall L. I have an idea. What if we were to have the right wall completely dependent upon the left wall? Yeah, then it looks like it works quite well, actually. What if we were to have the right wall go wherever the left wall goes? What if we don't even need wall tele R? What if we don't even need it? That means we would need to increase wall tele L then. What do you mean it can't be? Why did I delete that? And that's good. Now let's see if we can still run into it like we could before. Yeah, we can still run into it. Now we're going to have now we're going to take care of the wall R. What was the name of the variable again that does for wall R? Oh yeah, WX plus 25 or something. Okay. Let's copy the majority of these. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. X is less than WX plus 55. X is greater than. There's a 60 frame difference here, so that means we would need to make it all the way up to plus 30. We mean this would be because we had the wall right to the right of the left wall, it would the X position would be greater. So instead of having a negative 30 and this is a regular 30, we're going to have, but then you could get stuck in between the walls, so we're going to have plus 29. And we need a 60 thing difference, so it's less than 90, then X speed equals 0. Okay, let's see. That looks good. It's stopping, but not at the right place. Right. It's still not stopping quite where I want him to go. X is greater than. That's good, but what would happen if you got stuck? And can you get out of the walls? Yeah, this is why I had those two things different, because in case you ever get stuck in the walls, you can always go out. Sometimes the wall might be right next to a cliff or something, but you can still get out of the wall. That's why I wanted the right and left wall, because you can still get out of it. Alright, now I feel like quitting. That's it for this episode, or learning thing, I don't know. That's it for what happened here. We figured out how to fix the glitches, we got him to fall off the cliff, and we also figured out how to actually create levels now. All you gotta do is have a whole bunch of this is less than this equals less than this, less than this, blah 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 blah. And that's all you really need to create levels, is to have a whole bunch of and yep, we got that done. So next time we're going to have him wall climb, and then we're going to actually design the level. Wow, we're already designing levels, and this is only 2 things in, and we're already designing levels. We got pretty far with this. See you next time. This is Phoenix Storm Jr. logging off.